I DNF that shit because I'm a serial DNFer and I don't have time is money. I don't have the time to say, oh, let's just see how it goes. Like Sophie the book owl. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And it feels good to smile again. I've been a terrorist for the past 3-4 days. Yeah, 3-4 days, yes. I've been terrorizing everybody and everything. I don't know why, but like most of you, if you know that I have terrorized you in the past few days, you should have known. You should have known that I'm not my usual cherished self. You should have stayed away. I'm sorry, Sha. I'm sorry. I had something to do with the fact that I had a terrible reading week last week. Started off the week with CHERISH FARRAH. I saw that recommendation here on Booktube and I went ahead to read it. I didn't have a lot of expectations for it because I've not read anything by the author. That's Bethany McCall. I don't know what her surname is, but I've not read anything by her, so I went into it open-minded. Read it, did not like it. I was like 200 pages in and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was so lost. 200 pages in, and it's a thriller, mind you. At 200 pages you should already be suspecting a lot of people, but like at 200 pages I wasn't suspecting anybody. It felt like a romance novel without the romance. Felt like a fantasy novel without the adventure. I DNF that shit because I'm a serial DNFer and I don't have time is money. I don't have the time to say, oh, let's just see how it goes. Like in the end you just might like it. Nah, we don't do that here. We don't. So I dropped that shit. The second book I read was Behind Her Eyes by Sarah PINBOROUGh. This story follows Adele and her husband David, who is a doctor, and Louise. Yeah. David and Adele, you know, were, I would say, high school lovers, but like they were not. They started liking each other from when they were like really little, and the parents, Adele's parents, were not fans of their love. You could say that, but like they died later on in a fire, and that traumatized Adele, and she was later put in a psychiatric house. But then like when David was done with school, they moved from that place down here. So when they moved, David noticed that there was a change in his wife's attitude, and he was not liking it because she was becoming very, very hostile and like behaving very, very psychotic. And he met Louise one of these days when he went to the bar to, you know, have a drink and all. Met Louise. He said she felt like, according to him, he said she felt like a breath of fresh air. And she felt really grounded and normal, unlike, you know. And Baba was enthralled. And the wife did not like that. She did not like it, and she decided to do something about it. And doing something about it was what made this book an absolute masterpiece. Her doing something about it made this book a masterpiece. We loved it. See, wives, whenever you notice your husband start behaving somehow, please do something about it. I'm sorry, I'm devious. I know, but like, you can't blame me. I just want a good story, and this was an amazing story. This was a masterpiece. This was brilliant. You know, I went on Netflix and I saw it. That's when I knew, because I saw it and I saw based on a novel by so person, and I ran to Libby, ran over there, and luckily enough, it was available to borrow, and I did, and I did not regret such decision. It was an amazing read. I gave it 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would, honestly. It made me go back and start looking for all the books by Sarah, because have I been living under the rock? How come I don't know all these books? Like, how come I don't know this writer? How? You know, it was amazing. The third book I read was Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. If you've been on my channel for long, you know that I have read something by B.A. Paris before, The Therapist, and I loved it. So I saw it and I was like, oh, B.A. Paris. Okay, let's just see how it goes. And then I read it and I was very, very much disappointed. The story had potential, like serious potential, only for the author to ruin it in the end. Now the story follows Layla and Finn, who met once in London rather, and fell in love, stayed for a while. And Layla, who already had an abusive father, did not like the characteristics in Finn because she cheated on him. She told him she cheated on him, and the way he reacted got her scared because she already has an abusive father, and she saw a glimpse of her abusive father in Finn. you know, during his whatever, and he got her scared, so she ran away and stayed away for 12 fucking years, and she decided to come back, you know, when she noticed that Finn had decided to settle down with her sister. Let that sink. Her sister. No other girl in the world was enough. It had to be the sister. Okay, so she decided to come back, and that was what the story was mostly about. The story had potential, and like every other thriller novel, like it's usually there's a twist that makes you go, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. After the twist, you get the why, like why the person did that, like in the twist, why the person did what he did. And then after the why, there's a how did you manage to deceive me for so long? Like, if you actually did what you said you did, how did you manage to deceive me for so long? Now, we got the how, we got the why rather, but we never got the how. Because why wouldn't we get the how? That's not a complete thriller novel, in my opinion. Down to this week, I started off the week because I was so pissed at the book. I almost dropped my whole thriller month, you know, agenda, and I went into Haunting Adeline, a dark romance book. And if you've heard of Haunting Adeline, that is by H.G. Carlton, you'd hear all the nonsense that have been coming on. Some people will pick up a dark romance book and come back on TikTok to complain about how dark the book turned out to be. Are you normal? Are you all right? Kill. I read both books and I gave it 5 stars. This book follows Adeline, who initially felt like someone was watching her and like she had a stalker, which turned out to be true. Zaid had been watching her and he was completely enthralled. Like, he really loved what he was seeing, and like he loved how snarky her responses were, you know. He just followed the acceptance of Adeline at having a stalker, the acceptance of what he does, who he is, and then her eventually falling in love, and like the whole consequences that came with falling in love with someone just as dangerous as Zaid. That's what the story was like completely about, and I loved it. I gave both books 5 stars because why the hell not? Zaid is now my book boyfriend. You can't take him away. If you don't know about it, go on BookTok and ask about me. You just cannot take him. I'm sorry, he has been taken. Yeah, thank you. I went into another series by Farrah ROCHON, the Dating the Playboy series. I think that's what it's called. I don't know what it's called. The first book was Dating the Playboy. I loved it, gave it 4 stars. I'm currently reading the Hookup Plan, and I am not very happy about London. I'm not happy. That girl is stressing me the fuck out. She is, and I do hope for the life of me that she doesn't continue this way. If not, I will whoop her ass. I wish I could go into this book and whoop that girl's ass. She's being very whiny. How can you not see that a man as fine as Drew has always been in love with you? How are you so blind? After you go to church and go and pray for a man, are you mad? But like, I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it. I'm just really pissed at London, but I'm loving it. It follows the story of London Kelly, who is a doctor who went to this high school reunion and met her old classmate Drew, who she did not know was coming back to her company, her hospital rather, to work with her. But like, she hooked up with him before she came back. Coming back, she felt really embarrassed that he was working right there, you know. And Drew could not find a way to tell her because he felt like she was going to, you know, run away, you know. And that's exactly what she would have done, because right now she's whining. And yeah, it's going so well, at least so far. Enemies to lovers that I don't really like, but it's cool. It's chill. I'll see you next time, and I'll tell you exactly how it went and what I rated it. See you next time. Don't you dare laugh at my nail. Don't you dare. If you talk about my chipped nail, you're going to hell.